Morning, everybody. Now, as you've probably seen from my Instagram post, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I got 125 pounds of tomatoes. I'm just trying to find my knife. Sorry, guys. It's been a morning. So, you guys know that I got 125 pounds of tomatoes, and I got them for free. They cost me nothing. Now the reason is I would show you, but it's on my phone. It's a point system at our grocery store. Well, it's a chain store. So at this chain store, if you buy like so much stuff, you get so many points, and after a while these points turn into dollars. Kroger, I think, does the same thing. They have a points card, but I think their points card goes towards gas, if I remember right. I can't remember. I have a Kroger card. I haven't used it in I don't know how many years. I haven't been over to the States in probably 3 years or more. But that was how I save up my points. And then I had $40 worth of points, so I figured out how many boxes of tomatoes I could get with that $40. And, well, 5 cases, which 125 pounds of tomatoes came to $39.95. Perfect. So these tomatoes cost me nothing. Now, I'm not doing anything terribly spectacular with these tomatoes. I am doing crushed tomatoes and I'm doing tomato sauce. That's all I'm doing with these tomatoes that I had gotten. You can see I'm cutting them up a little bit as I'm talking with you. Now I'm soaking them in nice cold water that has a little bit of vinegar in there. I'm cutting off the tops, and I'm just kind of quartering them a little bit, just to make the crushing process a little easier, because I'm doing crushed tomatoes first, because it's a little easier for me. My stomach's a little upset today. I'm waiting on a couple phone calls. You know, it's just one of those days where there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So, but yes, I am just chopping up these tomatoes. I'm going to cut up 2.5 of the boxes for crushed tomatoes, and the other 2.5 boxes are going to go towards tomato sauce. Now, the reason I'm not doing anything, you know, like I'm not doing, what else do people do? Marinara sauces, spaghetti sauces. Like some of the sauce, I might actually flavor it, but I haven't decided on that yet, because the new ball canning book, that new ball book, excuse me, has some spice blends in it that intrigue me. But the only reason I stick to just plain, because you have so much more options with it. And also, as you guys seen in my garden tour video, I do have tomatoes coming in that are of my own, and the globe tomatoes I will turn into salsa, which that will be happening pretty soon, because I almost have enough to make a batch of salsa, so that should be happening pretty soon. What else? There's something else. But yeah, you know, like there's lots of different things, but if you do that, then you're, you know, stuck with those. Now, yes, I'm only going to be making just 2 things right now with the tomatoes, but I'm going to be making and canning up farmer soup, which, by the way, that is amazing. It's out of the Amish canning book. Yummy. If you have the Amish canning book, I really recommend trying the farmer soup. I think it's like hamburger soup, I think, but it's so delicious. So I'm going to be making that with it, and that calls for 1 liter, or 1 quart, depending on how you read it, of tomato puree, or tomato sauce. Well, that's where that tomato sauce comes in handy. Having it plain, you can make so many other things with it. Now, I might make some tomato soup from this, because I really like tomato soup, and well, I can't have tomato soup that's from the store. But I haven't decided, because, well, I still got the tomatoes coming in from the garden that I gotta work with. I have someone sneaking around so he doesn't get seen on camera. Even though he won't get seen because I have it pointed right at the cutting board. So yes, I'm kind of rambling here. I'm sorry, everybody. It's just one of those days. So yes, I'm just going to keep chopping these, and when I get to the next stage of putting them into the pot for crushing, I'll show you. And yes, you can see I'm leaving the seeds on there, I'm leaving the skin on there, I'm leaving all that fun stuff in there for the crushed tomatoes. So I'll bring you back once I get to that point. So as you can see, this is 25 pounds of tomatoes in here right now. And I'm going to be cooking and crushing and mushing as we go. This is one box. Yes, I do have a metal spoon that I use for when I'm doing this kind of thing. Because my silicone spoon, which I bought from a Dollarama. Everyone keeps asking me about that thing. Dollarama. I just stir and I crush. And I'll keep doing this until I have all the tomatoes in this pot cooked down and crushed down. I have it turned on. It's on a little bit of a lower heat because I'm still going and I don't want to burn them. So I will keep doing this and crushing them as I go until it's all in this box. I do believe I can fit 3.5. I can't remember now. It's been a year since I've done it. But I think I can fit a box and 2.5 boxes. So that's 50. So 60 some odd pounds in here, I think, if I remember correctly. But I can't exactly remember. So we'll be back when we're jarring it up. So I thought I'd bring you guys back and show you this. These tomatoes have been cooking. Sorry, I was just scratching my nose. Now these tomatoes have been cooking for about an hour on a fairly high medium heat. Now on my stove, it's not, what number is it? Number 6. I go about 5, 6, and that's a gas stove, so I don't know about electric. I'm sorry guys, I think that's medium high, but I'm not positive. But you've seen that. I just dumped them all in there. I'm stirring it with a potato masher and mushing them as I go. Now, the only reason I'm bringing you back and talking about this is because I was actually just speaking with my cousin on the phone. And, well, she was, you know, asking some questions. I'm trying to be vague. She was asking some questions, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to bring this to you guys on YouTube too, because I know what the books say. The books say to put in 2 quarts, cook down, mash it, add 2 more quarts, cook down, add 2 more quarts, kind of thing, until you got your desired amount. Now, the only reason they say that is for safety reasons, because I don't know if you've ever been hit by hot tomato, like this hot juice. It is no worse. It is just as bad as getting hit with cooked jam. It is hot. Now, I personally put it all into one thing. I get it warmed up and I keep mashing it as I go. I've never had a problem with this. It doesn't take as long to do it, and you know what? Grandma back in the day did it this way too, and you know what? Her tomatoes were always good. So, follow the book if you need to. That is fine. If that is what you need to do, then do that. But I personally, I drop it all into one pot. I get my good old potato masher out, which this one is like pretty much dedicated for my canning. Other than I do use this for refried beans. I will admit that I use this one for refried beans, but you're not gonna, you know, this is so much easier. Just drop it in the pot and go. Because I was doing other things while I had this going. I wasn't sitting here babysitting it. That tastes so good. That's got some on my fingers. So, now we're going to, I gotta wash jars because I was on the phone with my cousin. So, Now I gotta get jars washed and get them cleaned and get them ready for this stuff. So I'll be back in about, I don't know, like 15 minutes. So now, it's only been a split second for you, but it's been, you know, a good 15 minutes for me. I'm going to bring Big Bertha over here. And hopefully not spill it. Okay. Boom, there we go. Okay. So what I like to do is add my lemon juice first. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Home if you see it, but I can see it with the tippy juice on.
2 tablespoons of lemon juice to a quart jar, and 1 teaspoon of salt per quart jar. I like to add it first. I don't know why, I don't know. That's what I do, I add it first. I have a cameraman today, or sorry, camera girl. Let me correct that, a camera girl today. So we take our tomatoes, and carefully because this is hot. Where's that? Oh, you pick out your hair when you get that in there.
Whose hair?
That was my hair. Oh, that's good home cooking. That's why I always have my hair tied back, people. I shed.
I don't shed that much.
Okay. I'm going to move my masher out of my way. In the pot she goes. Now, if I remember right, you need, let me double check this. I think you need 1/2 inch headspace. Should be right there. Oh, can you grab me a piece of paper towel, camera girl?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, my lovely assistant.
He will never know who it is.
What?
You will never know who I am.
But you're in one of my videos. They already seen your pretty little face. We wipe the rim. That's a little more than 1/2 inch, but that's alright. No, it isn't. If you're new, don't do that 1/2 inch. Just follow the rules.
What's that noise, Mom?
People next door, they're working. Fingertip tight, and this, because this is crushed tomatoes, goes into the water bath canner for 45 minutes. So I'm going to fill this up and keep going. But what I'm going to do is after I get all of my jars filled and in the canner, I'm going to cut more tomatoes, I'm going to add it to the pot, and I'm going to keep it going until I am done with the crushed tomatoes. So it'll probably be maybe tomorrow when you guys actually see how many jars I end up with. So I will see you then. And there we go. It's actually still the same day. I'm now all cleaned up and getting ready for dinner, or to start cooking dinner. There we go. 20, oh scheisskraft, what was it? 14 and 14 is 28. 28 quarts from 62.5 pounds of tomatoes. They're still going. Some of them haven't sealed just yet, so I might have to reprocess a couple of them tomorrow morning, but we'll see. I always have issues when it comes to the tomatoes and sealing, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see this. Let me see if I can zoom you in. There we go. That's separating. See if I can focus it a little better. That's separating there. That is completely normal. So, I'll bring you guys back tomorrow when I am canning tomato sauce. And then that's it for these tomatoes. I still have other things that I will be canning from these tomatoes, and other things I'll be canning from the tomatoes in my garden. So, until then, have a good one.